Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 meeting of the Eden Prairie City Council is now called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the Eden Prairie City Council meeting tonight. Maybe camera person, if you can just turn the camera real quick on the audience just to show students are here. We appreciate you all being here. Plus, it proves that you're here. So if your teacher has any questions or doubts, just show this video. So thanks for being here. Thank you so much. You can turn that back around. So it's customary during the beginning of our city council meeting for me to read an open podium invitation to our residents. Open podium is an opportunity for Eden Prairie residents to address the city council on issues related to Eden Prairie city government. Prior to each city council meeting, the city council meetings typically occur the first and third Tuesday of each month. The open podiums occur from 6:30 to 6:55 p.m. here in the council chamber. If you wish to speak at open podium, please do contact the city manager's office at 952-949-8412 by noon of the meeting date with your name, your phone number, and subject matter so we can be better prepared for you. Open podium is not recorded or televised. If you have any questions about open podium, please contact the city manager's office. Mr. Getcho, it's always a pleasure to receive money, but to have donations given to us, especially from some of our most favorite nonprofits. We like them all, but we really appreciate the Lions tonight as well. So I'll turn it over to you and you can get introduced. I think people are coming forward to present the check. Oh, do you want me to turn right to Amy?
Mayor, yes, I can as well, but that was well said. Receiving donations and receiving them from the Lions Club, a win-win, definitely. I will turn things over to our Park and Recreation Director, Amy Markle, because the donations go to multiple items, multiple causes.
Perfect. Amy.
Yeah, thank you, Council. Tonight, we're receiving $24,000 from the Eden Prairie Lions Club. They're going to go towards two different projects that we are excited about. As part of the Sustainable Eden Prairie Initiative, staff has identified 7 areas in the next 3 years that we are going to be converting from mowed turf grass to areas with native pollinator gardens and plantings that we'll use for education and just to beautify the city. So the Lions Club has generously donated $10,000 for the next 3 years. So $10,000 of the donation tonight will be put towards pollinator gardens. The other $14,000 will be used to purchase 2 save stations. And what they are stations that we strategically place in parks that provide year-round access to AEDs. So if someone were to have a cardiac arrest situation, a first responder could grab the AED any day of the year, any time, and use that AED to hopefully get a heart rhythm from the patient. And we installed our first one about a month ago at Miller Park, and it was used within a few weeks of it being place there. So they do save lives, and that patient is alive today, which we're really excited about. So we're thrilled to get the funds to install 2 more. They'll go at Riley Lake Park and Starring Lake Park. So thank you to the Eden Prairie Lions Club.
Would you all like to come forward? Yeah, applause is good. Let's applaud. Would you like to come forward and say anything, and then I'll come? Would you like to come forward and say anything, and then I'll come down and we'll do? Well, I don't know. Maybe you're.
Is this the microphone? Okay. Well, Gary Watson and I'm Steve Lipschultz, representing the Lions. We are just honored to be able to give the city this donation. And like Amy said, we heard such good news with the first AED already. So our group is really happy to, give 2 more. So we thank you.
If the other two council members can indulge me on this, both PG and I are members of the Lions. So would you come down with me and we can do it? All right. Are you okay if
Yeah, I'm fine.
23 years.
please have any?
23 years.
Could we please?
Obviously,
I am
need to
so
hear
wrong here. So could we also? I'm in the wrong. Could we please have any lionesses that are on the council also come down?
Thank you.
And Kathy will bring you down in spirit here. Oh, what? Well, yeah. We already said I didn't
calling-
get myself in trouble there, but
We're a Lions Club now. We're called the Lioness Lions. We changed.
oh, that's what you're correcting me on. Oh, got it. So we're all coming down. Kathy will we'll get you in the picture there.
I'm coming down.
All right. Let's get Kathy in there back there. Let's get this. Oh, you stay. No, you stay. Come over here.
Somebody else should get behind the check.
Kathy, do you see or no?
I'm fine.
All right. Oh, wait, let's move around again.
Can you scoot down that way so we can get Kathy in, please? Keep going that way, 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 that way.
You all.
All right. Okay. All right, taking pictures now, Smile.
That's good. Well, we do have fun. Lions, again, thank you so much. And it is, I'm so proud of so many of our, well, all of our nonprofits, but Prop and Prop Shop and Crime Fund, which we're going to honor later on in the meeting, and
Eden
of
Prairie
course,
Community
the Lions and
Foundation.
Rotary and Eden Prairie Community Foundation. We just have so many great ones, and I will say the Lions are also uniquely special because every dime they raise goes out back to the community. And Steve and Gary, over 100,000 this year, I believe, so far. Is that accurate? Something? Oh, just go with me. Isn't it close? So how much?
Our average every year has been, the last 5 years has been like $57,000.
But this year we're up because we've had a really good year, right?
Yeah, we had a good year and now we're catching up on some.
Okay, got it. A lot of money. And again, thank you.
It's Scooter Days, pancake breakfast, 4th of July beer, corn feed, and the golf tournament. It's just,
Yep, amazing. So thank you.
Especially the kids should know and attend all of those events.
Yeah, you probably went to most of them, so, or some. Okay. Thank you. Moving on then, back, I believe, to Amy Markle.
Yeah, we have our quarterly donations that we've received through Parks and Recreation Department. And all the funds that we receive go to help reduce costs for residents to participate in programming and also to help us kind of provide and enhance our special events. So this past quarter, we received $5,000 from the Crime Prevention Fund for our safety camp. We received $500 from T-Mobile for our Harvest to Halloween program, which is this Saturday. We received $100 from Griswold Care for our Senior Center Noon Year's Eve program. We received $250 from Summit Place for our Senior Center Golf Classic. Elam Shores donated $100 for our Senior Center Golf Classic. And lastly, we received $1,000 from Viridian Credit Union for our Harvest to Halloween program. So a big thank you to everyone that has donated generously. Again, it really does help enhance our programs, and it allows us to offer things that are reduced our free cost to the community. So thank you.
Really does help stretch our tax dollars, so you are so right. So this just requires a motion, and we need a motion on the Lions donation. But is there anything else that anyone is expecting to say here, or should we just go ahead and make the motion? Okay. So if somebody would put the two motions together, is that fine, or do we have to make two separate?
They're separate resolutions, Mayor, so could
Oh,
we do
okay,
them separately?
thank you. If we could go back then, if somebody would move the motion to receive the Lions donation.
I'll move to adopt a resolution accepting the donation of $24,000 from the Eden Prairie Lions Club for native pollinators and public access AEDs.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Now, if somebody would make the motion to accept, receive the list that Amy read to us.
Move, move to adopt the resolution, accept the multiple summer 2025 donations to Parks and Recreation.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. We're all caught up. Let's go ahead now then and talk about the agenda for the evening. So we actually need a motion to approve that. But there's two items to add to that. I just have a brief mention I want to make about the open house this last Saturday. And then PG, you have a comment or something you want to speak to, a topic too?
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to mention the topic?
You can.
Yeah. I want to talk about the cryptocurrency thefts.
Okay. Cryptocurrency thefts regarding the police department, surveillance of that or work with that. Okay. All right. With that, is there a motion to approve the agenda as, I guess, amended?
Move to approve the agenda as amended, including the mayor open house statement and PG's cryptocurrency.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have the minutes, the city council minutes from our last meetings on Tuesday, September 16th. We had the council workshop meeting first and then the regular council meeting. Are there any questions or items to question or edits or corrections on either of those? If not, could I have a motion to approve both of those meeting minutes?
I'll move to approve the following city council minutes. City council workshop held Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, and the city council meeting held Tuesday, September 16th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Moving on to the consent calendar, for those people in the audience fairly new to us this evening, consent calendar clumps together very, very important items that need council approval but don't need further discussion typically. However, the council, you are allowed all the time to request to remove any of these or question them or even vote on them separately. Are there any items you wish to ask questions about or comment on? If not, is there a motion to approve items A through S on the consent calendar?
Move to approve the items A through S on the consent calendar.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We have no public hearings or meeting, well, other meetings, but no public hearings this evening, which students keeps the council meeting significantly shorter. Though you missed the excitement of development project, come back. At another time, I'm sure you would just love to take up another Tuesday evening with that. They are kind of fun. So moving on then to payment of claims. These are the expenditures that the city has done, spent money on since our last meeting. In the classic old-fashioned sense, it's the checks that we wrote. It's a long, pages and pages long of our expenditures. Council, any expenditures, items you wish to learn more about, question, discuss? If not, is there a motion to approve the payment of claims?
Move to approve the payment of claim as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
Because this is such an important vote that we all take responsibility for, this by state law, I believe, requires a roll call vote.
Councilmember Narayan,
Aye.
Councilmember Nelson,
Aye.
Councilmember Toomey,
Aye.
Mayor Case.
Aye. Keep us in suspense. All right. We are now, I believe, wow, we are down to council member reports. I attended, as I think all of you did, this last Saturday, the open house. I don't know if any of you in the audience had the opportunity to go. It was mostly out in our parking lot or several parking lots. But it basically invited the entire community from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock to come here to City Hall and I don't know, in many ways allow us to show off our equipment, which is actually paid for by tax dollars, which then serves our residents. So it's really their chance to see what their tax dollars have purchased for their benefit. And I don't know how many people, Amy, who would be, no, Sarah, do you know how many people might, 1,000? I don't know, a lot.
5,250.
You have no idea. So a lot.
How many hot dogs did the fire
A
Yeah,
good
that's
point.
good.
Chief, how many hot dogs?
1,000 hot dogs, and they were all done by 12:30. So we know there's probably over 2,000 people.
Okay, we had a couple thousand people come, and it's great for kids. They get to climb into fire trucks and police cars. And I had so many residents come up and say to me, thank you, Mayor. And I'm like, I really just am attending. I mean, yes, I voted on the expenses to purchase some of this equipment. But in terms of the event, it was Midori and Jana and Sarah, and there was a committee of a whole bunch of people. But I really tonight want to acknowledge the staff that came out on their own time, basically, right? And spent 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe even more, because you have to move all that equipment around. We have amazing staff in the city. So, Mr. Getro, if you would just, I don't know how, but maybe through memorandum, but just communicate to staff the deep appreciation of the council for everything they do every day, but especially on Saturday, and the extra effort above and beyond that they went to basically show our residents what we have to offer to them in terms of service back to them with their tax dollars. So thank you. Anything else you want to add to that, anybody? Yes. I'm so proud of our staff. We just have an amazing city and amazing staff. PG, crypto
Thank you.
theft.
So, how many of you know about cryptocurrency? Can you just raise your hand? See, all the kids knows. Awesome. So recently, by the way, I'm an engineer, and I've been following crypto for a long time. Only sad news is I wish I took $10,000 in 2010 and bought some crypto. It could be a billionaire today. So that's the bad news.
Woulda,
But the-
shoulda, coulda. but
the
go ahead.
ba- yeah, the bad news is the theft on cryptos going skyrocketing. So give you some number. 2022, $3.8 billion. In 2023, $4.8 billion. And 2024, $2.2 billion. And 2025, so far, $2.17 billion being stolen in the cryptocurrency. So last week or week before, I called my friend Rick Ketchell and said, hey, you know what?
Nice.
Many of our residents probably don't know about the scam around the cryptocurrency. They do their own way of doing it. And can we ask our chief to just look in? It's too early stage. This is evolving type of theft, which is we have to be really careful, especially your mothers and grandmothers, your fathers. Tell them really careful if they have cryptocurrency. So I asked Rick to give us a brief, couple of minutes update. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Rick.
Chief.
Well, members of the council, cryptocurrency theft, Bitcoin theft definitely is on the rise across the nation. In Eden Prairie, we've generally held pretty steady with anywhere between 7 and 10 cases a year. Just kind of depends on the year. But some basic things that we've advised people to remember. One of the main problems in our world with social media can be that people have the chance to brag about things they have. And putting out there on the internet or on posts about what people have in cryptocurrency or they have investments and such is just going to be advertising for trouble. So we're definitely reminding people to watch what they post online, watch who they talk about. It would be just like posting your checking balance online or giving all your bank information online. Just generally not a good idea, obviously. So what can we remind people to do? You may not really know that someone's trying to hack into your crypto account. You might start to see some small irregularities in your transactions. You might get locked out. So it's looking for some of those things. Also, always looking out for the impersonations and the scams. No legit agency is going to ask for your crypto information over the phone or over an email. So keeping in mind with that. But we have some resources on our city website. There's also several other websites that have some great resources from Secret Service has a whole section on cryptocurrency, kind of the what to do, what not to do. And then the FBI also has a good section on that. So really it boils down to, as with anything related to fraud, scams, don't trust it, especially if it doesn't feel right. Don't receive calls, don't respond to emails. You reach out to your organization that you hold cryptocurrency with, and be that extra sense of what's right, what's really not going on, and how to best protect yourself. So being aware and seeking those resources is really what we're looking for.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Maybe one thing to add too, the chief obviously should also be pretty proud of the fact that our department has officers, has resources dedicated to, fraud prevention and detection. I think if you think about a lot of different areas in our police department, there's a lot of secondary assignments and other things that people do in this area. We try to stay ahead of the curve on a lot of different things and explore trends nationally. And I think this is an area kind of in general fraud where we try to do that. And then I think the last comment is his voice sounds kind of familiar. I think I heard it on the radio.
I think you did.
Last week. It
Sounds like that.
doesn't it sound familiar. I think I heard it on the radio last week, maybe on CCO, talking about e-bikes.
Yeah, he was interviewed and did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for representing us. But for students in the audience on the e-bike issue, it's the differences between e-bikes and e-motos, and you probably all know that, but you all are old enough to be riding these, but an e-moto is not allowed anywhere in the city on any road or any trail. I don't know if people knew that. E-moto is an e-bike without pedals. So look around sometime and see all the 10 and 12-year-olds riding these e-moto bikes without pedals. On a road or on a bike trail, they're illegal. And the second thing is that state of Minnesota law says you have to be 15 to even get on any e-bike. All right, tell that to the massive number of 12, 13, 14-year-olds throughout the city that are riding them 30 miles an hour. Actually, e-bikes only go about 22 or 25 or something, but e-motos go up to 50. Anyway, the point is we're trying to get the word out, and our chief did a fantastic job being interviewed on this. It's a problem, not just Eden Prairie, it's across the state. And I think the state legislature has to get more involved. The laws are there. The enforcement piece is what's going to be frustrating. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, so spread the word. Okay, we have Parks and Rec Director. This is your night, Amy Markle. Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah, giving us an update. We noted in the consent calendar there were a lot of expenditures related to Homeward Hills Park. So you're going to tell us all about that.
All right. So good evening, Mayor and Council. We are excited. We have a new playground project coming to you from Homeward Hills. And for those who don't know where Homeward Hills is located, it is in the southeast corner of Eden Prairie. And in the summer, it's one of our busiest summer camp sites. We have well over 700 kids attend summer programming, over a dozen staff that facilitate that. Our current playground's about 20 years old, and most of our playgrounds we like to have on a replacement schedule of 15 to 20 years based on the age and then condition of the playground. So this one is definitely come into its time where we need to replace it. So we've been working probably the past 4 months with staff, community, and the commission and designers to really think through what are the needs of this space and this neighborhood in redesigning and reimagining Homeward Hills Park. So we started off with an engagement process, and we gathered input from staff that specifically program at Homeward Hills. We had several staff that worked there for many summers, so I think they had a great insight as to how kids, play in that space, what preferences may be. We included monthly discussions with our Parks and Recreation and Natural Resources Commission. We did a site visit with the commission in July, so we brought them out there, looked at the current play features, had them kind of reimagine what we could envision together in that space. And then we did numerous meetings with playground designers, learning about new equipment that's come to market that would be a great fit in this area. And overall, our goal was to design a playground that really met the needs of our residents after hearing from them. And some of the highlights of what you'll see in the design is a splash pad. So it would be our 4th splash pad in Eden Prairie. Others are at Miller, Nesbitt, Preserve, and Round. So it'd bring an area to keep community cool when it's hot in this area of the city. It will have a farm theme because one of the highlights of Homeward Hills is we do have an old barn there that's been restored that we rent out quite often when it's not in use for programming. So we'll fit the overall theme with the barn. We'll have quite a few shaded seating areas. That is something we heard from community, is that they want shade to cool themselves while they're watching kiddos play, and then also just keep the area cool in itself because play equipment can sometimes get quite hot. We will be able to retain our large shade trees in the park. We are going to be implementing our first 9-square and Gaga ball pit, which is a kind of a fun, smaller group activity. It's really inclusive for different abilities and ages. And then we are installing play equipment that would be, exciting for a wide variety of ages. We have some that fit the 2 to 5 year range, and then some for the 5 to 12-year-old range of age. And then lastly, it will include a children's stage. This is a site that we do a lot of creative play in this summer. So with a stage, we can bring entertainment in, we can have a talent show, we can do a lot of different things with a stage platform. So looking at the overall concept, down here is where the existing barn is, kind of in the southwest corner of the play feature. In the middle is the splash pad, and kind of in the upper left area would be the 5 to 12-year-old play area, and then down in the lower right is the 2 to 5 play area. So it's kind of just the general layout. You can see the parking lot on the right-hand side of this schematic design. The skating rink that, if you're familiar with Homeward Hills, is over on the left-hand side. So kind of bringing the image to life, you can see again the central feature is the splash pad, which will be used, I think, daily for their summer camp program and by the community. We separated out the different play features. That's one thing that the staff out at Homeward Hills Summer Camp said would be helpful, to kind of separate the different age of kids. And you can see where the Gaga ball pit is in the upper left corner, and below it, the 9-square in the air feature. If you've been out to Homeward Hills, one of the things you see now is a really large retaining wall. We're going to be getting rid of that retaining wall and grading it, which will really improve the accessibility of this playground for particularly those with mobility impairments. So I think it'll be easier to get around and feel safer. And here's another kind of bird's eye view of the playground. You can see the layout. One thing we worked with designers to focus on is just clean sight lines. So as the staff with our summer programming and parents maybe are underneath the shade on some of the benches and picnic tables, they're able to see their child playing pretty much from any angle of this playground. It's kind of in a circular design. And this angle from kind of a parking lot space, you can see there is a kind of a farm-themed fence that will separate the parking lot from the playground itself. But clean sight lines into it. You can see all the shade that's been designed into the space to keep people cool. And then we also have numerous sites for people to picnic at and to take breaks. And here's kind of an up-close image of the splash pad. Again, with the farm theme, you can see the tractor element, which I think will be popular. So the timeline for the project is we are prepped to start the project the last week of October. So we'll begin with demolition of the existing play equipment, and then we'll begin the site prep. And that's one of the reasons this playground can get probably more expensive compared to others, is that we'll be bringing in a new water line for the splash pad, a new water line for drinking fountain, and really making kind of long-lasting impacts to this park. So we'll have those amenities for decades to come. With the winter, we'll put a pause on the project, and then early in spring, as soon as we can, we'll be out there with equipment installation and landscaping. And our goal is to have our ribbon cutting really right when school gets out. That first week of June when summer camp starts, we would like to have this playground fully ready to go for that program. So any questions at all?
Any guesstimate on total costs, and then how is it being funded?
Yep. So this project, we've broken up with several contracts. The grand total, though, is $1.2 million. It's something that's been budgeted through our park improvement fund and our capital maintenance and reinvestment funds. And I'd say that overall, we're seeing playground costs, going up everywhere. I think it's something colleagues of mine and myself, we talk about just the overall cost of doing a playground is expensive. And it's for this one in particular, one thing that drove the cost is really the site prep. If you're going to do a splash pad plus a playground, you've got to bring in the different electrical lines and water lines to support that. So the site prep is quite expensive. And then, of course, all the equipment that goes into that as well.
And it's been part of our long-term capital improvement plan for over a decade. This is a planned project. Yep, perfect. Councilmember Narayan.
Amy, is there a kind of night light so the kids can stay later? I'm just curious. Or what's
Yep. Our park does have, because this is a site we do rent, we rent the barn at night, so we do have lighting in the park. It doesn't have, I would say, lights in and around the play features, but there is lighting along the pathway to the barn facility. It's also one of our main skating rinks, so that barn facility is also a warming house. So in the winter, we have hockey and a pleasure rink there, so we do have substantial lighting, in the general area.
Yeah, just today that we were reviewing the survey, and one of the reason people move to Eden Prairie is our park, and we put a lot of effort into it. And the council member, and thank you for all the renovation, modernization, making things attractive for the kids to play and live, and thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Councilmember Nelson.
Yes, this really has needed some updating for a while. And I'm very glad we're doing it, and I'm very glad we're putting a splash pad in another portion of Eden Prairie so more kids can take advantage of that as well. So it looks like it will be fun and something that a parent or grandparent can take all ages of kids and keep track of them at the same time. So it looks like there's been family input into this to make it good for them all to use. So thank you.
Yeah,
Great.
thank you.
Thanks a lot. Mr. Getchell, do you want to go back to you before it goes to the chief, or right away to?
Mayor, I think you can go to the chief.
Chief, come back again. Crime Prevention Fund. I have heard of this fund. We happen to have the chair of the Eden Prairie Crime Prevention Fund
President.
sitting two people to my left. Thank you, Lisa, for your volunteer work with that as well. Chief.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to take a few minutes to recognize and really celebrate what our Crime Prevention Fund does. As you mentioned, Councilmember Toomey is our Crime Prevention Fund president. And we're very lucky in Eden Prairie to have the group we do and to have the history and success we have had for so many years. Our Crime Prevention Fund was founded in 1977, so only 5 years younger than our department, 4 years younger than our department. consisting of 11 members, and really it's about assisting the police department in preventing crime, providing reward funds, but also the support of a lot of our activities that we do. Our community outreach, it's second to none, and I think it's something that we just kind of wanted to put a recap on. Earlier tonight, we heard about Safety Camp and the donation for that, and that's just one of many, many that come in, so we wanted to be able to talk about that. Again, community outreach is a huge part of what we do in the police department. It's been from the foundation of our organization, and looking for different ways to connect with the community, and coming up with different activities, different events, has been something that the Crime Prevention Fund has been very involved in from the beginning. As we mentioned, Safety Camp, a large donation every year coming in through the Crime Fund to Safety Camp. We originated Safety Camp in Eden Prairie in 1990. And it's really fun to be at other city events now and have adults come up to us and go, I attended Safety Camp when I was in second grade. And just to talk about that and what they remember about that. Also to talk to many of our staff members who have children, including myself, who have gone through Safety Camp. It's fun to watch that and see where people have been and now coming back to that as a memory. July 4th celebration obviously wouldn't happen without all the members of our community stepping up. Gotta have some fun pictures, of course, but Crime Prevention Fund uses it also as one of their fundraisers. They sell the light up toys, you know, the swords and the sparklers and stuff that I'm sure the parents love to have to buy. But that money that they raise help fund our police explorers and some of their training and conferences that they go to. So a great opportunity for people to come out, enjoy the festivities, Crime Prevention Fund to be able to do one of their fundraisers as well. A fun one that was added in several years ago, Cops and Bobbers, again, pairing with other organizations in our city. Take a Kid Fishing has been a great partner, or Let's Go Fishing. And really, when you ask some officers, hey, do you want to go out and fish and take some kids out and help them learn the craft of fishing, it's amazing the number of volunteers we can get at a moment's notice to be able to do that. So they have a fun chance to interact. Through the Crime Prevention Fund, we receive donations from Shields and other organizations to provide some equipment for the kids. Really makes it quite a fun time. Pop-up splash pads are a great thing that continues every summer. It's a partnership with Parks and Recreation, the Fire Department, the Police Department. Really a great time to bring out to different areas of the community, especially in those parks that don't have a splash pad built in. But to be able to get out, have different events, Parks gets involved, and the library comes out, or the school district will come out with their book bus. And it's really a great time to be able to get out and connect with people, show them that different side of the organization. An exciting one this summer that we just kicked off was our Youth Academy. We've had our Police Citizens Academy for quite a long time. We started a Youth Academy for ages 14 to 19 to have them experience 3 days with our officers and really see what we do and what police work is all about in Eden Prairie. Out of that, I believe we were able to recruit potentially a couple police explorers, and we're looking at getting some other people involved in our cadet program. So again, a large donation from the Crime Fund to help sponsor lunch for the kids and really being involved in getting to know what we do wouldn't have happened without the Crime Prevention Fund. Probably the biggest engagement event we have of the year is Night to Unite. It's a chance where, with the fire department and the help from virtually every department in the city, we're out there engaging the residents. Crime Prevention Fund often is, I guess always, is funding the little giveaways we can have, whatever it is, to have a little giveaway at the party, helping to fund a lot of our brochures and crime prevention literature that we put out as well. That partnership has gone on for decades, and the return on that for the community, especially collaboration with Prop Shop now, generally yields about 5 tons of donation every year to the Prop Shop out of 19 So. Citizens Academy, actually happening as I speak. Our 6-week Police Citizens Academy is every fall. I think they're on night 4 right now. But again, another event that wouldn't happen without the Crime Prevention Fund. Donating meals for the attendees, shirts that they get with the embroidered logo. We'll be out at other city events, and you see someone walk up with that Citizens Academy shirt on, and it's pretty fun to be able to engage them in conversation and learn what they learned from their experience with us. As we just talked about, Eden Prairie Citywide Open House. Again, in partnership with Crime Prevention Fund and all the departments within the city, being able to interact with the community, have some giveaways, and really be able to spark up those conversations about why we do what we do and how we do it has been a lot of fun. So at this event in the last few years, the Crime Prevention Fund selling the stuffed canine toys has been the big hit. And we'll have people that walk in and that's the first thing they're looking for is where can I buy the stuffed canines? Last year we sold out, so it's always a good time watching people race for that booth as well. We're entering into the holiday season. Crime Prevention Fund, we first had Shop with a Cop, now we have Holiday with Heroes because we want to include our fire department friends. And it's been a great time. We're very generous donations through the Crime Fund. We're able to take some kids out shopping for the holidays who might not have had that chance to buy some presents for their family. And it's really fun to watch the kids interact with the police officers and the firefighters. We also generally every year have had the opportunity to have our officers give away a $50 bill to somebody that they just meet on the street, maybe somebody that needs something or is having a rough time. That donation from the Crime Fund allows for us to have that kind of spur of the moment engagement, and giving a gift is pretty neat. No real surprise, but cops, especially the older ones, like coffee. And so having that chance to be out in the community and have coffee with a cop, something that we started several years ago, have had different variations of, but we're pretty regular about every month, being in a different area of the city. A lot of times we'll get the establishment that wants to make a donation through the Crime Fund to be able to help fund that. And otherwise, that's always picked up by the Crime Prevention Fund. So we don't have to use tax dollars to be out and doing that event, but it's a great way to interact with the community and try and get out to all the different areas we can. Scholarships, Crime Prevention Fund, again, funds some scholarships for our youth, which is great. A lot of times it's focused on trying to find youth that are interested in getting into law enforcement. It's a great recruiting tool for us. The Police Explorers have been another program where being able to have youth come in, see what we do, be a part of the organization. Oftentimes they go into law enforcement. We have several of our officers that have been Police Explorers. Sometimes they'll go into other career fields, but we've had that chance to interact with youth and they know what the police department's about. And then again, really with recruitment. Recruitment we know is pretty tough in this day and age. We're much luckier than some around us in that we still do fairly good with our recruitment. But again, being able to have a table with exciting banners and little giveaways, whatever it is, to kind of attract people into our area. It's nice to be able to have the Crime Prevention Fund to help fund that and really carry our efforts throughout that as well. I really talked about the programs. They also do a lot of equipment donation. I think at least 2 of our drones have been funded by the Crime Prevention Fund. Looking at different ways we can stretch those dollars into our programs. They often do a lot of things for officer wellness. And it's a great organization that we have benefited from. And it really keeps our agency going and doing the most we can. I always encourage people to take a look at the website. There's a website out there. There's different fundraisers throughout the year. There's one coming up at the end of October. It's called Beer and Bites over at Tavern 4 and 5. A chance to interact with Crime Fund members. I'll be there as well. And it's really a chance to try and raise some funds from the community for putting back into these community programs. Just one of the many things that the Crime Prevention Fund does to help us out. So our organization is very thankful. We couldn't do what we do without the Crime Prevention Fund. And I just wanted to highlight that because there are a lot of agencies that will come to us, and I think Councilmember Toomey can attest to it, of, hey, how do we take our Crime Prevention Fund to the next level? How do we get more people involved? Or how can we raise more funds? And I think it's kind of one of the benchmarks for many around us, so we appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Chief Sackett. And thank you, Councilmember Lisa Toomey, for leading the Crime Prevention Fund.
Fund. Can I say a few?
Did I not say fund?
Just a few words?
Oh, please.
I just did not know that, right? I didn't know that Chief Sackett was going to do that presentation until a few days ago, which was very nice of you. I really appreciate it. But I'd also like to thank, we're a small board, only 11 people are on the board, and it's a working board. We have no employees. And I'd like to thank the board members for their hard work. We have a member in the audience right now, Phil Sky. I'd also like to thank all of the donors, the individual donors and the businesses that help us. In particular, Comcast is the company that helps fund Safety Camp every year. They've been a really big supporter of ours, and just all the people, the residents of Eden Prairie that support us.
I believe too, right?
And Shields, oh yeah, Shields has been great. Target, I mean, we've gotten a lot of really good support from businesses in Eden Prairie and around, so thank you, and it's just a joy because our police department, everybody that works down there is phenomenal. I mean, we are so fortunate to have everybody that works in the city here, so thank you, Chief Sackett, thank you.
Okay, we have reached the end of our regular agenda. Normally, I would ask for a motion to adjourn and we would vote and we'd be done. However, this evening, we're going to go into closed session to consider an offer for the city to purchase a piece of property. We're going to have that motion made momentarily. So we'll get up, this room will vacate, then we'll move back, I believe, to a room in the back, and we will adjourn the regular city council meeting whenever we're done with the closed session from back there. And by the way, just for, in terms of transparency for government, it is recorded. It would probably take a judicial warrant from somebody for some reasonable reason to have access to whatever gets said, but that's why councils are protected to go into a closed session to discuss legal issues and also personnel issues, of which we have one personnel, that's our city manager. But at any rate, we are permitted, all municipalities are permitted to have closed sessions. So students, we're going to take a minute or two to get up. If you want us to come out, if you want any pictures, I don't need to be in pictures. I'm just saying if you want something, talk to us, mull around for a little bit, and then we'll move fairly quickly back into closed session. So could I have a motion then from someone on the council with a second? We do vote on the motion, Maggie? Okay. So could I have a motion, please, to go into closed session?
Go into closed session.
Go ahead, read the whole thing.
Read it.
Sorry. Pursuant to. Shoot was an okay word to say, but
Move to enter
Could've
into
been worse.
closed session pursuant to Minnesota statute section 13D.05 subdivisions 3C for consideration of offer for city purchase of 7955 Wallace Road for utility division purposes.
I'm shocked you didn't have that memorized. Is there a second?
Second?
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. All right, we will move into closed session. Give us 2-3 minutes to get back there. And do you want, we'll come down, you can ignore us, you can walk out, whatever. But thanks for coming this evening.